Being the center of Sumerian culture, southern Mesopotamia is a hotspot of archaeological interest. There have been ongoing excavations in the area since the 1930s, and even sometime earlier. But due to political instability, much work ceased in 1990. As of lately though, many excavations have taken place. If you recall our video from a few weeks ago, a great Sumerian palace was found in the ancient city of GIRSU. But this isn't the only recent Sumerian finding. Researchers from the University of Pennsylvania and the University of PISA recently decided to revisit the ancient ruins of the ancient city of LAGASH using modern archaeological methods to uncover its secrets. Secrets that have laid untouched for thousands of years. One of these secrets including what could very well be the first ever tavern. Led by Holly Pittman and Sarah Pizzamenti, a team of international researchers returned to the site of LAGASH in 2019, which is in modern Tello, Iraq. This team returned this time around using the most up-to-date modern technology to survey the area and use the data to determine where to put trenches. This consisted of a contemporary approach that was used and is completely different from traditional archaeology, which depends more on surface surveys and guesswork. The team uses microstratigraphic samples and sediment cores, which take Earth from below the surface to reveal geological and cultural sediments. They also employed magnetometry, which tracks underground magnetic density, thermal imaging, and drone footage to survey the landscape. These tools can precisely detect man-made evidence hiding below the surface. LAGASH itself is a massive archaeological site, nearly 5 kilometers long and 1.5 kilometers across. As you can probably imagine, finding a place to excavate is challenging, especially since it's heavily eroded and looks bare on the surface. Because of these conditions, during the first season of their dig, the team of archaeologists extensively surveyed the site before digging in. But it was during these investigations that they found evidence of burning on the southern part of the site. When they opened up a trench and discovered 6 ceramic kilns for pottery production, they ended up finding another dig site that revealed 5 more. The kilns were a sure sign of industry in the area, which was encouraging to the team of archaeologists, as industry is clearly a sure sign of life. As the team continued exploring, they eventually uncovered an entire network of streets and buildings. But it was during the 4th season, between October and November of 2022, they made an extraordinary discovery in Trench 3. The team found the remains of a tavern dating back to around 2700 BC, making it to date the oldest pub in the world. During the excavation of this ancient tavern, archaeologists were able to unearth 7 rooms and a courtyard that were all a part of this massive structure. The courtyard itself was lined with benches, which was one of the many indicators that led archaeologists to believe it was an open-air eating area. They also identified a large open-plan kitchen with a grinding stone and a 10-foot wide traditional mudstone oven. We don't know how sanitary this is, but I guess it got the job done back then.
Listen, your boss sucks, and you're gonna stand there and defend it in front of him?
Okay, easy there, man. The archaeologists on site also discovered a zir, an ancient clay refrigerator. The circular installation consisted of 2 carefully cut jars placed inside each other, and the space between the jars was filled with pottery shards. The device itself used evaporation to keep perishable items cool. Pretty neat, huh? But what's even more interesting is that the team ended up finding further evidence to suggest that the tavern contained over 150 ceramic storage beakers and conical bowls. Astonishingly, many of the bowls and containers still held their original contents. This discovery raises questions about why the Mesopotamians had to leave in such a hurry. Perhaps it was due to a natural disaster or some other catastrophic event? When testing the traces of the bowls, they were shown to contain the remains of fish, meat, organic substances, and animal bones. It appeared pre-prepared and ready to serve, just like our modern-day food and bar snacks. The Mesopotamians probably enjoyed nibbling on fresh dates and dried fish as they sipped beer in the sun. Samples from the bowls and beakers are currently going through lipid analysis to get a precise idea about the Mesopotamia diet. Archaeologists aren't entirely sure what was in the beakers, but assume many contained beer. Some had clay seals with government stamps, which implies they were regulated goods like ale. We know that beer was important to the Mesopotamians because In 1968, archaeologists discovered a brewery at a nearby temple. Investigators also found a sacred stone tablet engraved with a beer recipe in a separate excavation. This one is not an IPA though, so sorry IPA bros. The abundant evidence at this site in the ancient city of LAGASH suggests that this was a place where people came to drink and dine, and not necessarily a domestic arrangement. It was likely a local pub for the pottery workers, or the equivalent of a cafeteria. Most of the history we've learned about LAGASH focuses on the elites and religious leaders, rather than the everyday people, the people that actually built the city itself. These findings prove that, far from containing elitist societies, Mesopotamia also had a thriving middle class that enjoyed drinking and dining with friends during their free time precisely the same way we do. Pub culture may be 5,000 years old, but not much has changed throughout the passing of millennia. Investigations at LAGASH are ongoing, and by employing modern technology, archaeologists are sure to reveal more secrets about the life of everyday Mesopotamians. We hope to help uncover more of these findings in the near future. So, in the meantime, make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit that bell button so you can see our future videos as well as our ancient coin giveaways. Until then though, we'll see you next time, only on Amateur Archaeology.